Man, I used to laugh at people who went to gender studies because I thought, dude, you're going to have student debt following you your entire life. There is absolutely no way that a company is going to hire you. You're not needed. I mean, a company can put on a product without you. Why on earth would they hire like a diversity officer? What is that? Why not just hire diverse people? Like, what? Why do you need someone in your company to help you do that when it's like literally you can just do it? Just do it. But who's laughing now, chat? Who's laughing now? They're laughing. Do you know how much money a diversity officer makes? It can be all the way up to $300,000 a year. Google it. I'm not kidding. And what do? They just sit there at the really good office and with air conditioning, and they work probably 2 hours a day sending an email and then lecturing the employees about white fragility or whatever. And then they get to enjoy the rest of the day drinking some wine with the people from the sales department, while the actual people doing the work, doing the actual labor in a company are crunching the numbers 11 hours in an open office. That is the dream job, isn't it? I mean, it's a lot better than being CEO, in my opinion. The CEO has responsibility. The CEO can get in trouble. I mean, look at Blizzard. What is the scandal? The scandal is that the women at the company were being harassed by the upper echelons. And when the women complained, nothing was done. And that the people that the women complained towards, according to their ideology, should have believed all women. So in other words, the diversity officers at Blizzard, whose job was to bring more women to the company, were literally the pimps. They were the pimps. They were getting women, according to their ideology, were getting women so that the CEOs and the other people in positions of power could abuse them. Am I not correct? Am I not? Huh? Chat, tell me I'm wrong. Tell me. Because this is how I see it. Do the diversity officers get in any trouble? No. Isn't it the job with zero responsibility? Like anything you can do, you come up on top. The only problem is, like, I don't understand why white men go to gender studies. Like, you know you're never going to get a job. Is there a single diversity officer that's a white man? It's kind of like being a woman and going to a Catholic university to learn theology. It's like, you're never going to be a priest. Why are you going there? I mean, sure, you know, you can learn something, but like, you're never going to actually practice. You're not going to get a job in the field. A female Catholic priest isn't something that's going to happen. It's the same thing like a straight cisgender white man. Like, you're never going to get a job as a diversity officer. So anyway, I find it absolutely hilarious. Now, a lot of people are wondering whether or not Blizzard is going to be saved because of Microsoft. Apparently, they brought this chief diversity officer. I love the word officer. Like, what? Is it like in the military? Is it like in the police force? Like, what? Why the name officer? Like, officer. It's like a position of authority, of strength, of power, of dominance, isn't it? That's lecturing about inclusivity and equality. You know, if you want to piss off a diversity officer, do you know how you can do it? When they start lecturing you about openness and transparency and inclusivity, as they usually do, ask them, why is it that you can see the monitor of every colleague at your company, because their monitors are usually facing towards the office and everyone can see them at any time. But when you enter the HR department, you can't see the monitor of a single person. Where is the transparency? Where is the openness? How do you feel included when you enter a room where you can't see the monitor of the person in front of you, but that person, if they enter your room, they can see your monitor? How does that work? Where is the inclusivity there, huh? Ask them, why is it that your CEO at the meetings for the company where they talk about diversity and white fragility, where is the CEO? Where are the people that have the shares of the company? Where are the shareholders at those meetings? Okay, if you ask those questions, you're going to piss them off. But there are questions that should be asked, nevertheless. Now, the reason I bring this up is due to the fact that it's not a surprise that Blizzard has like a diversity. Who fucking cares? You know, I'm the consumer. I don't give a shit how they make my games. Just make my fucking games. Simple as, okay? That is the business transaction between me and Blizzard. You make a good game, and I pay money for it. That is it. That is the extent of our business relationship. However, my faith in the company as a consumer has dropped dramatically because I wanted Blizzard to have a single last hurrah. Just the last hurrah. It's like, I wanted to be the guy who sucks the last breath of a dying company. Like, Blizzard would be like, and I wanted to be there and be like, you know, like the last dying breath. I wanted that. And then the last dying breath should have been Diablo 4. That's it. That was like the last hurrah that I wanted from this company. And I don't think I'm going to get it anymore. Why? Well, because, unlike other diversity officers, at least this one is going to make sure that the video games have diverse and inclusive storylines and character development. What fucking knowledge can a gender studies person have about storytelling? Can you please explain to me? I mean, dude, this is the most difficult university to go through. I mean, gender studies is a science that is so difficult to understand. Even mathematicians don't get it. It is like peak IQ level of civilization development. It is so progressive that surely when you go to gender studies, all your time is being spent on learning the curriculum. How the fuck do they have time to learn about storytelling? Clearly they don't, right? So why do you put a person that is completely inexperienced and not qualified and without any certification to talk about story? It's kind of like getting a random YouTuber to talk about Pfizer. You know, like if he's not a doctor, how the fuck can he, huh? So how is a diversity officer without any single accreditation to talk about the story going to be able to put their nose where their business isn't required? And by the way, you know, all jokes aside, looking at the Pipkin Pippa interview with the Blizzard development, which I helped establish, and this is why I'm promoting it. Go watch it because it's really good, by the way. It's on her channel. The guy explained the reality that was happening at Blizzard. So, from my understanding, in the beginning of the company, things were very lax. And they were lax because a lot of people not only work there for a living, but actually live there for a work. If you know what I mean. Like, he was saying how he would sit at the company 12 hours a day. I mean, that's why he was so casual and having bathrobes and going around the office with an iguana around his neck, because he lived there. Like, that's how much he cared about the company. He would spend so many hours working there. And that was the atmosphere. Now, when a company starts and you launch a game and it's successful, then when you want to go party, you just rent a bar somewhere and you go to that bar. However, at Blizzard, when it became a large corporation, they couldn't rent bars anymore because they had too many employees. So they decided to celebrate at work. So they were partying at the workplace, and that's the cubicles where people ended up drunk, right? Because like, I didn't understand, like, how on earth can you go to work drunk? Like, who tolerates that? It makes no sense. But now I understand it. It wasn't all the time. It was certain events. And people were drunk at the workplace, you know, because it was like more of a festive, relaxed atmosphere. And that was what things were there when Blizzard was creating good games. Nowadays, imagine working at Blizzard under these situations. Like, you're probably experiencing what my parents experienced under the Iron Curtain. I mean, people are going to be extremely paranoid that someone is watching them at all times, because let's be honest, they probably are. Any jokes you make on social media is going to be treated like you're literally raping someone. They're going to be afraid to speak out their mind about anything. It's like, oh, well, this character who used to be this very sexy mamacita now looks like a man with a square jaw that makes me jealous. They're not going to say shit. Like, oh yeah, very progressive. Keep going. You're going to have people being stressed out at work even without doing anything. You're going to have departments refusing to communicate with one another because, hey, better keep your mouth shut because that's how you live under the Iron Curtain. You shut the fuck up and you just do your job so you get the paycheck. It's going to discourage any type of interaction between colleagues. Heaven forbid you have like a man talking with a woman at that godforsaken company now. Because like they're going to be afraid. Look, if I am in a position where anything I say, even a joke, can be misinterpreted and get me in trouble, do you know what I do? I'd rather not say anything at all. Why do I go to work? Do I go to make friends? No. Do I go to hook up? No. I go there to make money. So that's what you're going to get, right? You're not going to get employees that are friends with each other. You're not going to get people that are happy to go to work. You're going to get people that are miserable to go to work and they just want to get the fuck out of there already. Because the more they stay, the more they risk of offending someone or saying something offensive. So this is why I do not have a single faith in this last dying breath of a company. I don't think that Diablo 4 is going to be any good. Might be the best Xbox game that comes out, sure, but that doesn't say much. So all my faith in Blizzard is completely dead. I mean, imagine like being a a storyteller, and you're like, oh shit, do I have too many white people in my game? Oh my god, like where are the gays? I need some gays. Do I have some people of color? Instead of actually focusing on having a good story. And what do the player want to see. So let me know what you guys think. If you have any more faith in this company, I would be willing to hear it. Like, let me know why you think that the games that are coming are going to be good. And I'll see you guys in the comment section. Take care.